Prof, so let's take it from there now. This particular incident, the second grid collapse, has been traced to a disturbance at the Gombe station. Perhaps we should even talk about this issue of a collapse and disturbance. Is it that, are these words used interchangeably, or is disturbance used to maybe show that it's a subtle and not so serious situation? Or what exactly is the difference in these, in the choice of these words to describe what we have when there is blackout?
Disturbance could be could be due to a number of reasons. Disturbance could be as a result of vandals. When you have vandalism, particularly in that part of the country, as I mentioned earlier, you've had cases where Nigerian government has had to deploy military to man the forest where we have grid infrastructure. We've had series of, in several cases, where some of those assets were carted away by these criminal elements. And of course, we need to shut down. Disturbance could be as a result of low gas supply. It could be human induced, particularly when we have cases of theft of those vital assets. But it could also, but in this particular case, the feeders that we have in Gombe, disturbance will also be as a result of the weakness in the infrastructure, in the transmission infrastructure around that particular houses. Whichever way, we shouldn't be talking about all these collapses at this stage. In fact, predicted intervention at the level of the federal government through Manitoba Hydro, as I said, they left it for other reasons. Then Siemens was supposed to come and dig the grid infrastructure. 10 years ago, we are still struggling. Immediately, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came on board. He traveled to Germany, met the German Chancellor. He met with the management of Siemens Group to talk particularly about the transition management contract in Nigeria, which is still ongoing.
By bringing in experts to handle this. Why have these
happened now? Because states can now also set up their home loan grid grid solution so that we reduce pressure on the national grid. National grid was established doing enough. When the current administration came on board, grid collapses started declining. It declined to 14 in 2023 thereabout, in 2023 thereabout. Then in 2024, it further declined. In 2025, we saw a decline. But in January 2026, we started seeing economic increase in the insolvency of us, and that's not acceptable. The rate at which we are going now, we pass through in January. It means we pass through in January. It means we go back to the air having 25, 30 grid collapses in a year with all sense of responsibility. Because we can't, power now is a concurrent item, both for federal government and state government. We're getting to REM where if you don't do the needful, state A may be on 24 electricity, while state B may be in business. States are going to start to be competitive based on their own complete advantages, particularly their handling of the power sector. That will happen. It's not happening yet. That will eventually happen. So that's what we now have in the legal framework that we're currently operating. We expected states to have taken steps. And the reason is that we are not expecting states to dig their hands into their budgetary allocation to fund power. Power investment is huge, it's expensive. We expected those states to take steps to make their respective states bankable. Bankability is what will make investors come. Investors are ready to invest anywhere. Investors are even willing and ready to invest in Sambisa Forest to generate electricity if that will bring money to their tables. They will reinforce themselves, put in place appropriate security measures to generate power there. That is the way an average investor would think. Why are they not coming? They are not coming because there's not enough money to generate. The environment is not as attractive yet. Why is the environment not attractive? Because we have not done the needful. A
Now let's
state
talk about doing the
that is
needful.
not prudent in
Let's
its own politics, a
yes, let's
state that is not
Prof.
transparent in the management of its financials, a state that does not its contractual obligations and other factors, will not see investors come and drop their money and invest in their state. States that are cooperative, states that are prudently managed, states that respect their contractual obligations will start to see investors entering and doing stuff in their state. It's natural.